Wedding day hair trials. I recommend probably getting in to see your hairdresser to do this about 3 months before the big day. Obviously you can do it sooner, but I think 3 months from a hairdresser's point of view is plenty of time, really. If you've started growing your hair, obviously that's already happening. Make sure you look after it. You know, now's a good time to start prepping your hair, condition-wise, length-wise, as you just said. And even if you're thinking about maybe having a few hair extensions, whether they're permanent, you know, semi-permanent or just clip-in ones, you could get those, start getting those organised. As Nicole and I mentioned before, or when we spoke the other day, I think it's quite a good idea to have a little backup hairstyle as well, depending where you're getting married. This probably more into if you're going somewhere abroad, if somewhere's hot, humid, windy, you might want just to have something else tucked away in the back of your mind, you know, in case it's blowing a gale on the day and you don't want to be covered in hair blowing around, you know, just a little safety net backup hairstyle. But yeah, get in 3 months with your hairdresser, make sure you get them booked as well, and then you should be fine. I had the absolute pleasure of doing Leona Lewis's hair for her wedding day. I've been doing her hair and working with her for well over, actually I think it's about 13, 14 years. I met her about 6 months after she won the X Factor, and have been doing her hair ever since, basically. So Leona got married last August in Tuscany. She got married in Stings, on Stings estate, which was obviously incredible. She had 3 looks. So the first look, obviously the actual wedding look, was very, very simple. She had quite an elaborate yet simple dress. Quite hard to explain. There was lots of detail up close. So Leona had been really working on the texture and the condition of her, you know, of those gorgeous, gorgeous curls. So the first one, we just did a very simple middle part, quite a low chignon, just very soft. So you could see the curl. Nothing tight, nothing hard, nothing severe. Obviously, she's a very beautiful girl, which makes my job even easier. So yeah, very simple, middle part chignon. The second look, which was another dress, slightly different vibe, but she had this wonderful headband with these crystal stars on them. So we didn't really do much to the hair for the second look. It was more about adding that accessory, which is a nice thing to do. You know, it's just add something else to the day as well. And then thirdly, for when the reception started and all the dancing began, we let all of her hair out. She was wearing like a 70s, slightly 70s kind of sparkly, I don't even know, like a jumpsuit, but it kind of wasn't. It was way more than that. I'm making it sound very simple, but it had a tiny bit of a 70s vibe to it. So we went kind of, or my vision was to go a bit Diana Ross, Studio 54. So when she was dancing, it was all moving around. But what I did was just put a couple of clips just behind the ears. So kept her middle part, some big clips just behind her ears, and then all of those beautiful curls out the back. It's really fun doing something different in the evening if your hairdresser's around, or if you've got someone that can do it for you. It's quite nice just to go off with the bride, give them a little zhuzh up, and then, you know, come back and you're in a different outfit with a different hair. It just makes it all a bit more fun, and it just adds to the day. So during this very odd lockdown period, now is the perfect time to start looking after the condition of your hair. We can't go anywhere, we can't see anyone. So I would lock away your hair dryers, lock away all your heated stuff, your straighteners and your tongs, and really go back to basics and concentrate on the condition of your hair. We've all got products knocking around in our bathroom cabinets that we haven't probably used for years. Get them all out, start using them. Allow this time, you know, really go back and work on the basics, you know, as in look after your hair. Let it dry naturally every day. Leave conditioners in overnight, leave conditioners in full stop. Use all those hair masks you've got knocking around. If you can order some stuff online, I really recommend Living Proof as a range. They do lots of different stuff for you know, they kind of basically find solutions to hair problems. They've got some really wonderful masks, lovely, thick, gorgeous, creamy masks that if your hair is a little bit dehydrated or it needs a bit more moisture, or, you know, it's a bit over processed, it'll really, you know, get that working. Now is the time, as I say, to think about the condition of your hair. You know, it's giving your hair a little detox. No one needs to see you. We're not going anywhere. Just let it dry naturally. No heated products. Really use this time wisely to get your hair in tip-top condition, you know, especially if you're aiming towards a wedding at some point in the rest of the year, okay? Okay, so maybe you have got weddings booked, or you've moved them or postponed them to later in the year. And if they are abroad, there is the risk of it being humid. Even lots of wind can make your hair go a little bit frizzy as well. So I would recommend for humidity, there's a product by Colour Wow called Dream Coat. And it literally does that. It's a temporary product, so it washes out, but it coats your hair and makes it really, really smooth. It's quite a unique product, actually. It's really quite amazing to work with. So Dream Coat by Colour Wow. Also, classic John Frieda Frizzies, amazing stuff. His range now is much bigger than it was before. So if you're also worried about frizz and humidity, get the Frizzies on, try the Dream Coat. And then worst case scenario, as we mentioned before, have an option for tying your hair back. So it's not going to blow, the humidity is not going to get to it. And that will really, you know, that should cover all the bases. In my opinion, sort of wedding hair, you just need to look like the best possible version of yourself. So I wouldn't recommend doing silly things, crazy things. If you always wear your hair down, then wear your hair down. If it's always up, it's always up. Don't feel obliged to, oh, I've got to grow my hair, I've got to have my hair up. If it's not you, it's not you. Why would you do that? You don't want your lovely husband or wife, whoever may be waiting for you at the end of the aisle, to turn around and be like, whoa, who is she and what is she doing? You need to look like you. You just need to look like a gorgeous, sexy, confident version of yourself. I feel like that's really, really important. I like hair that's slightly undone. I don't like anything that's too rigid or too done looking. There's nothing worse than a bride who's got like a solid crash helmet word, you know, that really rigid look. It just needs to look effortless. So I'd bear that in mind. You almost want to look like, so I don't like anything that looks too fresh. So whatever's been done, even if you've gone to a hairdresser's or someone's come to you, you know, sometimes you might just need to roughen it up, just loosen it up a tiny bit so it's not too hard. So you want to look soft, confident, and sexy.